Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be my full review of the Hot Bodies D413 Buggy. This is Hot Bodies' top of the line 4-wheel drive 1/10 scale buggy. It comes in kit form, so you do have to put it together and supply all of your own electronics along with tires. So I went ahead and put this thing together. I have ran at least 20 to 25 packs through it now at an indoor clay track, and I've got some really good time behind it in its stock formation. Now, as far as any upgrades that I've already added, I did add the Lunsford titanium turnbuckles. I've added, of course, tires that the kit doesn't come with, and also the body and wing. I transferred those over to a Proline version. So go over those a little bit later in this video. Now, all in all, this buggy is pretty much the premier 1/10 scale 4-wheel drive buggy that's on the market. Now, unfortunately, this does not have the part support or the aftermarket support that, let's say, the Losi or the Team Associated car have, but this thing is damn durable. And I have driven this thing and really pushed it to its limits, and I haven't broken anything. I've had some loose screws and some loose things come done, but unlike any other buggy that I have ran, especially 4-wheel drive, this thing is just bulletproof. I can't believe the performance that this thing has. And I have definitely cartwheeled, I have wrecked, I have landed on things that I shouldn't have, and this buggy has definitely performed. All in all, my overall review of this thing is awesome. So I really enjoy driving this thing. I enjoy really pushing it, unlike any other 4-wheel drive buggy that I've had in the past. So being that it's mostly carbon fiber, typically you want to be careful with those things, but this thing, it just took a beating. So really happy with the performance overall of this D413. Now really quick, let's go over some of the things that I have on this if you guys have forgot, and we'll kind of go from there. So of course, this is the Type R body from Proline Racing. Great body. It comes in one piece, or kind of one piece. You do have a nose piece right here. You have the main fuselage, where the stock body comes in several different pieces you have to kind of put together. So I actually prefer this one. It's a great body. It still has the undercut right here that you kind of see on the stock body, and it performed well. It didn't get beat up at all, and it's actually looking pretty fairly new after so much runs. As far as the Trifecta Wing, I've definitely put it through its paces. I got a couple of little cracks going on, but super thick wing, great control, and overall really happy with the wing from Proline Racing. Onto the wheels and tires. For my particular track, suburbs in the rear definitely work for me. I'm running, I believe, the transistors in the front. Great kind of steering tire. I had plenty of steering with this buggy, and obviously plenty of grip here with these suburbs in the rear. These are both MC compound tires, and I am running the 2.4-inch wheels from Proline Racing. So a little bit taller wheel, a little bit less weight, which is always good. Now, as far as some of the electronics that I'm running, the Tekin RSX, awesome speed control. It's great that I can actually program this with my Android app and be on my way with it. So I am running a 6.5 Tekin Gen 2 motor. This thing is super fast. It has tons and tons of power. Now, originally I did set this up with a Airtronics receiver, but I have switched over to my 4PX. I definitely like that radio, and it's doing very well in this buggy here. You'll see here I do have these little added Velcro attachments right here for the body, just to keep everything kind of tucked down and out of the way. On the flip side over here, same thing you'll see, and I'm also running that Team Orion super fast servo. This thing is, lightning quick. I'm really happy with it. It's performed well. It didn't need a voltage cap or anything like that, like some of the other ones out there. So all in all, great servo. You'll notice here that I am running these Avid RC little dials here. I ended up losing one of the Hot Bodies ones, the orange ones. I had these on hand to be able to use, and I've been using them ever since. So kind of funny that the Hot Bodies kit comes with two of them, one for one side, one is actually for the saddle pack configuration. I ended up using both of them. I lost one, so had to kind of replace it with something. So these things are pretty cool. They're super lightweight. They're aluminum. They got a nice feel to them, and they worked out great. Now on the front, I did have to do several different mods to get some of the steering slop out, and I still have a little bit of that slop, and you'll see here there's still quite a bit. I did use all sorts of different spacers and washers. I don't know what sizes they are because honestly, I probably bought everything that my local hardware store had in both aluminum and stainless steel washers, and I basically use all sorts of different ones. So you're going to have to experiment with that if you want to and see what works for you. I ended up putting some here. I put some, I believe, on the underside and all throughout the steering. You'll see here, right below that orange one, there's also another one in there underneath there just to take some of the slop out. So you'll have to experiment with your D413 to see what the best configuration and what to take out the slop. Now, all in all, the carbon fiber, no issues with it whatsoever. I did seal all of my edges on both my shock towers and also my main chassis here, just with some CA glue. I always do kind of a prep work. I sand it, I take a Sharpie, and then I actually CA glue it. Let me make sure it dries, and you're all set to go after that. Pretty much the titanium turnbuckles performed very, very well, super strong. No issues with those whatsoever. Didn't break anything. Didn't have anything, come unpopped or anything like that. So the underside right here definitely took a beating. This main bulkhead right here probably takes the brunt of everything. And you'll see here I got some scratches right here on the underside of the monocoque A-arms. They performed well. I mean, they're solid pretty much. So, but definitely took a beating up here. You'll see got some clay still stuck in there. I did use a chassis protector. I believe this was from a Team Associated kit. It's just basically a big sheet. Bought this, put it on, cut it out, put some of my favorite teams on there: Tekin, Proline, Orion, Lunsford. So everyone that kind of went into this build. Duratrax for the paint. You'll see here on the back, kind of definitely getting some kick up right here, kind of tapering off those screw heads. But all in all, great buggy. Now, one thing that's a lot different on this D413 are going to be these hinge pin holders. Definitely different, lots of tunability, but you got to be careful with these because they do come loose. So keep some Loctite on those taper head screws right there, and make sure that they stay tight. Check them periodically as you go. So, well, guys, that is going to be my review of this thing. I have some huge upgrades planned for this thing. This is probably one of my favorite race rigs here at the RC Network. I love driving this thing. It's so easy to drive, and it just makes going on the track that much more fun. It's funny that when things don't break and you don't have durability issues and other issues, how much fun you can really have out on the track. So, well, guys, that's it for now. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to post those on down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.